Hello, my name is Apita.w, and today I am going to present an analysis of the novel The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Before we dive into the details of the novel, let's begin with some background of the author. Alice Sebold is an American author best known for her best-selling novel The Lovely Bones, which was later adapted into a film directed by Peter Jackson in 2009. What makes Sebold's works particularly powerful is her ability to explore difficult subjects like grief, trauma, and healing, which are central to The Lovely Bones. Now, let's take a look at the genre of the novel. The Lovely Bones is a unique mix of several genres: fiction, psychological drama, crimes, and the supernatural. Seaborn intertwined these elements to craft a narrative that explores the emotional and psychological complexity of trauma and grief, while also introducing supernatural aspects as Susie narrates the story from her afterlife. Next, let's move on to a brief synopsis of the novel. The Lovely Bones tells the story of 14-year-old Susie Selman, who is murdered by her neighbor, George Harvey. After her death, Susie watches over her family from a personal haven, seeing how her loved one coped with the tragedy. Her father, Jack, becomes obsessed with finding the killer. Her mother, Abigail, distances herself emotionally, and her sister, Lindsay, tries to find her own path. As Susie observes these events, she realizes their lives events she will never get to experience. The novel explores powerful themes of grief, justice, healing, and the afterlife, while emphasizing the importance of human connection. Next, let's introduce the main characters in the novel, as each play a critical role in the story's development. The first character is Susie Selman, the protagonist and the narrator, whose murder sets everything into motion. Next, Jack Selman, Susie's father, whose obsession with finding the killer becomes a central focus. And next is Abigail Selman, Susie's mother, who struggles with grief in a way that drives her away from the family. Lindsay Selman, Susie's younger sister, who grew up under the shadow of the tragedy. Next is George Harvey, the murderer who through nature is initially hidden from the community. And next is Racing, Susie's love interest, who represents the life she will never get to fully experience. And the last character is Ruth Connor, a girl with a special connection to Susie's spirit, sensing her presence from beyond. Now, let's explore some of the key contemporary ideas in The Lovely Bones and how they resonate with readers today. So the first key idea is mental health and psychological complexity. The novel dives deep into the psychological effects of Susie's death on each character: Jack's obsession with finding the killer, Abigail's emotional withdrawals, and Lindsay's struggle to grow up in the face of such loss, and all illustrate the novel's focus on mental health and trauma. And for the second key idea, political and social issues, Seaborn boldly addresses societal issues such as violence against women and children. The story also critiques the justice system's failure to identify Susie's killer for years, highlighting the real-world systematic shortcomings in handling such crime. And for the last key idea is identity and multiculturalism. Racing's Susie's love interest comes from an Indian immigrant family, providing a glimpse into the cultural diversity present in American society. Ruth Connors also deals with her own identity, strengthening the novel's theme of self-discovery and the human experience. Next, let's take a look at the narrative techniques Sebold employs to make The Lovely Bones such a unique and powerful story. For the first technique is nonlinear narratives. One of the key elements of Sebold's storytelling is the nonlinear narratives. The novel doesn't follow a strict timeline, but rather shifts between the past, present, and the futures as Susie watches events unfold from her afterlife. And the second is speculative fictions and magical realism. Although the novel is grounded in real-life tragedy, Sibyl adds a layer of magical realism through Susie's narrations from heaven. This supernatural element serves as a unique lens through which to view the impact of her death on those she left behind. And the third one is intertextuality. Sibyl blends various interpretations of the afterlife, mixing religious beliefs with more personal, individual views on life after death. This intertextuality adds depth to the novel's explorations of heaven and the human spirit. And for the last part is conclusions. I would like to reflect on the overall impact of The Lovely Bones. More than just a story of loss, The Lovely Bones is a profound reflection on life, love, and the enduring connections that survive even beyond tragedy. It highlights how even in the face of unimaginable pain, the bonds we share with others can transcend time and space. By the end of the story, Susie finds peace in heaven, accepting her place and wishing her loved ones a long, fulfilling life. And for the last part is conclusions. I would like to reflect on the overall impact of The Lovely Bones. More than just a story of loss, The Lovely Bones is a profound reflection on life, love, and the enduring connections that survive even beyond tragedy. It highlights how even in the face of unimaginable pain, the bonds we share with others can transcend time and space. By the end of the story, Susie finds peace in heaven, accepting her place and wishing her loved ones a long, fulfilling life. What truly sets this novel apart is its innovative approach to loss, trauma, and justice. Through its nonlinear structure, magical realism, and deep explorations of grief, Sibyl crafts a narrative that is both intimate and universal. Though it was first published in 2002, the themes of The Lovely Bones are timeless, speaking to issues like violence, healing, and the emotional impacts of loss. Ultimately, it is a heartbreaking yet hopeful story, demonstrating that after even the most devastating tragedies, life continues, and healing is possible through love, resilience, and remembrance.